Hi, welcome to the Live Table series. I'm Dr. Emily Osman. I'm a physician at Reproductive Medicine Associates of New Jersey, and we're here to talk today about the relationship between science and success. I have with me today one of our physicians, Dr. Kathy Hong, who is heavily involved in the embryology lab. Also, two recent patients with us, Kim, who was a patient that pursued single motherhood by choice and has a beautiful 3-year-old at home, and Shannon, who is also a recent RMA patient, had a 2-year-old child with us, and now is pregnant with her second. So I wanted to ask you, both from a physician standpoint and recent patients, what is sort of the secret sauce at RMA? What makes RMA special in terms of both science and success rates?
One of my good friends, she went to RMA. Her daughter's now, I want to say 25, and she had success way back then. So I knew I wanted to come here. There is a good research team here. There is so much science behind what goes into all of this, the whole journey. That's one reason that I decided to stay with RMA, even for my second child.
There are a lot of things that I think makes RMA really special, but I think that one of the things that struck me most when I first started here was how many resources went into driving research projects that were really clinically oriented. How many patients end up being involved in some research study or another, and they're doing it for the potential that they'll help themselves, but so many of them will do it because they want to help other patients too.
So from your perspective, Kim, what do you think?
I think that success for me was being able to have my baby. As a single mom by choice, it was, a non-traditional path. From the very first phone call until I delivered my baby, I had a very supportive experience. Every person that I worked with was absolutely amazing and helpful, and was a wonderful resource. And if they didn't know an answer, they sent me to the right person. I thought I knew about biology and how you got pregnant. And this is like next level of information. I had to meet with a social worker to talk about what it meant to get a donor sperm and what that would mean for me, how to talk to my baby. And so there's so many different steps that are involved in making this choice. Utilize the resources that are at RMA, utilize your doctor, your nurses, the social workers.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you. Is there any future areas of research or developments for the next generation of reproductive medicine that you're particularly excited about?
We're very lucky to practice in a time where 2 out of 3 of these genetically normal embryos will become people. And that's great, but it's not 3 out of 3. Right. It's very inspiring to know that the entire research program here continues to drive towards how do we close that gap. So I think that's what I'm most excited about, is getting to a point where one day I take for granted that I do a transfer and she's gonna have a baby. Like that's really, that's the goal, right?
As physicians, I know we cannot wait for that day.
Yeah.
We absolutely can't wait. So SART, which is the Society for Assisted Reproductive Technology, publishes success rates from many clinics around the country. Did you know anything about SART prior to being a patient?
I didn't know about it beforehand.
Do you think that those published success rates would help other patients?
I think when it comes to making a decision about where you're going to go, I think the more information that people have, it allows them to make the best choice for their family.
Even just knowing that you guys put so much behind the research is very important, because it's just something that I think just calms you down.
The best measure of success is whether or not someone can grow their family.
We want to thank you so much for joining us for this episode of the Life Table series. And of course, thank you so much to Dr. Hong, to Kim and Shannon for sharing your stories and your perspectives and insights. And they are so valuable. We can't thank you enough.